Welcome back. Today, we're breaking down a skill that is becoming absolutely essential: how to write a truly world-class AI prompt. We're going to go deep on one single masterful example to really uncover the secrets that separate a vague wish from a powerful, precise command. Okay, let's get into it.
You've been there, right? We all have. You've got this brilliant idea in your head, you type it into a generative AI tool, and what you get back is, well, it's fine, it's okay, but it's missing that spark, it doesn't have any real structure, and it is definitely not the masterpiece you imagined. That gap between your vision and what the AI actually spits out, that's what we're closing today.
So here's the thing. It all comes down to the input. On one side, you've got a super simple request, make a 10-minute video about topic X. But on the other, you have a detailed, thoughtful specification. It's the difference between asking a builder for a house and handing them a complete set of architectural blueprints. One gets you a box, the other gets you a home.
And that is the perfect lead-in to the blueprint we're going to be dissecting in this explainer. This prompt is designed to generate a high-quality educational video, and what's so incredible about it is how it leaves almost nothing to chance. This isn't a suggestion to the AI, it's more like a set of executive orders.
It all starts right here, with the core objective. And just notice the language being used: detailed, engaging, pedagogically sound. From the very first sentence, this prompt isn't just asking for some content, it's demanding a specific standard of quality and educational value. The bar is set incredibly high right from the get-go. Now, this is our first major insight. A great prompt doesn't just say it's for students. It specifies exactly who it's for. And this is a game changer. By listing such a diverse group, the prompt forces the AI to find this perfect sweet spot. It has to avoid jargon that would lose a high schooler, but still provide the depth that a business professional would expect. It's literally engineering sophistication and accessibility at the exact same time. So with the who and the what totally established, the blueprint moves on to the how. And this is where it really starts to act like an architect for the entire viewing experience. It's not just about listing facts, it's about deliberately crafting the journey the viewer will take. And just look at how it maps out that journey. The prompt commands a 5x structure. It mandates a hook, a solid foundation of core concepts, a deep dive, some real-world application, and then a nice clean finish. There's zero ambiguity here. The AI is given a precise narrative framework to build on, which guarantees a logical and, honestly, a really satisfying learning arc. But it gets even more specific. The prompt doesn't just define the sections, it actually dictates the pacing. I mean, take a look at this. By giving the biggest chunk of time, 3 to almost 4 minutes, to the detailed analysis, the blueprint is sending a really powerful signal. It's telling the AI, hey, this part right here, this is the heart of the video. This is where the real value is. It makes sure the most complex stuff gets the focus it deserves. Okay, so we've got the structure and the pacing totally locked in. But a great video is so much more than just a script, right? So now the blueprint moves from being an architect to being an interior designer, controlling the complete sensory experience for the viewer. It doesn't just ask for good visuals. It defines what good actually means in this specific context. It demands a high-quality aesthetic, specifying that the mood has to be professional, clean, and academic. This ensures the visual tone is a perfect match for the educational purpose. And the level of detail here is it's incredible. The prompt issues explicit visual commands, a specific, calming color palette of blues, grays, and whites. It calls for sophisticated animations, not just some random moving graphics. These aren't suggestions, they're direct orders to guarantee a consistent, polished, and high-end look. The blueprint's control even extends to the sound of the video, which I find fascinating. It defines the ideal narration style with 4 key words: clear, articulate, authoritative, and engaging. It even specifies a steady, professional pace, making sure the voiceover actually helps you absorb complex info instead of just rushing you through it. Okay, now this is where things get really next level. A truly brilliant prompt doesn't just build video, it builds an entire engagement strategy into the video. It explicitly commands the AI to integrate 3 separate calls to action, turning what could be a passive viewing into a genuinely interactive experience. So it starts by putting the first call to action right at the beginning, inside the first 30 seconds, to capitalize on that initial burst of viewer interest. Smart. Then, it cleverly places the second one right after the most detailed, valuable part of the video, basically asking for support at the exact moment of peak value delivery. and it wraps up with a final, clean request in the outro. See, it's not just randomly asking for likes. It's a complete, thoughtful engagement loop that's been engineered from the very start. Now we come to what is, arguably, the most critical principle in this entire blueprint. After defining the audience, the structure, and the style, it lays down the one non-negotiable rule that governs everything else: the absolute sanctity of the source material. This one sentence, this is the anchor for the whole project, based only on the provided document. This command prevents the AI from just making stuff up or hallucinating. It ensures the final product isn't just engaging, but that it's factually grounded and totally trustworthy. It is the ultimate quality control mechanism. And this directive, this gets to the core philosophy of the entire prompt. It makes it crystal clear that every single visual element, from an animation to a line of text, has to have a purpose. It's not about making things pretty. It's about making things clear. Every pixel has to work to deepen the viewer's understanding. So what have we learned from deconstructing this thing? Well, it really boils down to 4 key principles. First, define your objective and your audience with absolute clarity. Second, don't just list your topics, architect the entire user journey. Third, design the complete sensory experience, from the visuals to the audio. And fourth, the golden rule: mandate accuracy by locking the AI to your trusted source material.
At the end of the day, an AI is an incredibly powerful tool. But like any tool, the quality of its output is a direct reflection of the instructions you give it. So the real question is, the next time you use one, are you just going to make a request, or are you going to hand it a blueprint for brilliance?